I keep telling people cycling is like life. You stop pedaling, you fall down. You stop moving, you fall down. And unlike a climb or a hike, if you are tired, you stop, regain your breath, and you move on. Beyond 18,000 feet, every step seemed like a kilometer. My mind says you can do it. You continue to push, and it reached a stage where the last 1.5 kilometers, I think we were driven or whatever, we actually sprinted to Umling top. And we reached the top. It was as if a burden was off our heads. The message from Fit India movement, the message from Minister Mansukh Bhai Mandavia is also very clear that age is no bar, and I'm sure we'll prove him right.
Ladakh, the land of high passes, where the earth kisses the sky and silence speaks louder than words. This is a place where cultures thrive in solitude, monasteries cling on to cliffs, and prayer flags whisper peace into the wind. In this rugged world of mountains and monasteries, a journey unfolds, not with roaring engines, but on humble bicycles.
One day I received a call from Rajesh, and he said that he's going to be doing this. He asked me if I wanted to come, and it didn't take me more than a couple of minutes to actually just say yes to him. And I've always wanted to be in Ladakh. I've always wanted to cycle in a very scenic area like this. And this I see as an opportunity of a lifetime. As a child, I was always very fond of cycling. But obviously, as you grew, I lost track. It's only after during COVID that I started this journey again. And there were a few friends who really influenced me to get into it. And after that, I haven't really looked back, and I do different kinds of cycling, mostly gravel or mountain cycling. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope that I will reach the highest motorable road very soon, right? So, and that's where we conclude our journey on the 28th of August, which happens to be mine and of course Rajesh's 60th birthday. So we are hoping to celebrate there and really looking forward to starting tomorrow first thing in the morning.
From Karu on the banks of the Indus River to Umling, the world's highest motorable pass. Few dare to drive here, yet two cyclists, Rajesh Kalra 60 and Sudhir 54, pedal to conquer the summit.
I have cycled a lot over the Indian high passes, and Manali to Leh twice, Leh to Pangong. I have cycled a lot in Bhutan. I wanted to do something which is unique, not for human beings, but somebody at the age of 60.
Preparation has to be intense. I have always said that you train like a slave to perform like a king when the time arrives. We have trained very hard. I think my co-rider Sudhir is also a very active cyclist.
What makes cycling so hard? First, we have distance from point A to point B. Then you have climbing. We call this elevation gain. And then there is average gradient. This is how steep the climb is. Then we have elevation peak. At sea level, oxygen content is 21%. So at Umling peak, which is 19,000 feet, it is only 50% of the sea level. And then there is road surface. This is the terrain we ride on. Let's put a context to the top 3 highest paved motorable roads in the world. Kaksangla, ranked 3rd in the world, has oxygen level of 53% of sea level, average gradient of 10 to 15%, and peaks up to 17,841 feet. Simola, ranked 2nd in the world, has oxygen levels of 52% of sea level with 10 to 15% of average gradient, and the peak has an elevation of 18,258 feet. And this brings us to the number 1 ranked climb in the world, the Umling. Oxygen level of 50% of sea level. It is 7 to 10% of average gradient with an elevation peaking up at 19,024 feet. It's 7 a.m. in Ladakh. The crisp mountain air hums with excitement and anticipation. The Leh Palace King, His Highness Jigme Namgyal, graces the start with regal grace.
It's a very wonderful moment to be a part of Fit India, and I think so it's very, very important to have missions like this, or probably things like this as far as Fit India is concerned. We should have more of this, especially in the part of Ladakh. And Rajesh has been a pioneer as far as Fit India is concerned. He's been doing cycling for a very long time. and I have known him for over 2 decades now. He's been a very, very dear friend of mine. He's come into Ladakh earlier also on the cycling trips with the team out here, and I think so he's reigniting the whole aspect of Fit India again out here, which is again very, very important. And this is again a very wonderful terrain where everybody should actually be a part and parcel of this Fit India movement, especially doing mountain biking in this part of the world.
From Karu, a quiet village by the Indus River, the expedition begins. Not with engines, but with bicycles powered by grit and will. The road unfurls like a ribbon, but Ladakh's terrain never yields easy. Thin air whispers a challenge. Every mile demands more strength, more resolve. Oxygen is scarce, hearts pound, and every stroke feels like lifting a mountain.
We trained hard, but once I reached Leh, everything seemed fine, but I had a very, very major setback. On the second day, I was hit by a very, very strong stomach bug, which laid me low for almost 3.5 days, which meant that any reserve that I had in my body had disappeared. The army doctors who were talking to me, or friends in Delhi who were talking to me, were very convinced that I should not be going on this expedition. 22nd August, we were supposed to move to Karu, which is about 30 kilometers from Leh. And the idea was that we will be in Karu for the 22nd and 23rd, and 24th we will start the actual ride. I was absolutely not in a position to leave for Karu on the 22nd. So I gave myself an extra day, and on the 23rd afternoon we reached Karu. I was still not okay. I hadn't had a single full day without my stomach infection. 28th as a date was non-negotiable. So I kept wondering whether I should start not from Karu but go on to say Achumathang or to Nyoma or further up, so that I can only do the last 2 days. But I think like anybody who has done extreme sports will tell you, it is so much of a mind game. And I decided that we will start from Karu itself. So 24th, as the plan was, I started from Karu, and with me was Sudhir Dungarpur, a younger cyclist, but a very, very positive and a strong cyclist. And he kept giving me the pep talk, and the support vehicle had Himal, who also kept giving me a lot of pep talk. So the first day we did about 77 kilometers to Kiari. It was not bad, except that it was raining all the time, which was very unusual for a cold desert area of Ladakh. And I think even the locals were going through a lot of pains because of these absolutely unprecedented rains. We reached Kiari. I felt okay in Kiari, though I did feel I was quite, I had no energy left in me. But we reached quite early, so I had enough time to recover. The next day we were to go from Kiari to Nyoma, and it was not easy. I think also a bit of mismatch in what we expected as far as the gradient was concerned and what it actually was. All the friends from BRO, senior guys who have been involved in building roads there, told me that the gradient is never more than 5%. Except at a few places it is 7%, and the reason is quite simple. These roads are strategic roads, and the defense forces, their trucks move and they also carry heavy loads. But my GPS, and I also checked with Sudhir, there were times when the gradient was 9 to 11%, about twice of what we had expected. So it does take its toll on the body. But as I said, while training in Delhi, the Bhonsi area, that ramp that is there in the Bhonsi area, it has 16% gradient. So it's not that 10 or 11 was very difficult, but we are looking at an altitude of 700 feet in Delhi and 12,000 feet, 13,000 feet there up to Kiari.
Day to morning breaks not with sunlight, but with rain. Each pedal stroke feels that much heavier on the rain-soaked roads.
Today we have started from Kiari and we are on our way to Nyoma. It's again a 70 plus kilometer ride, and it looks like so far we have done about 15 kilometers, and it seems it's uphill most of the way. But should be fine. We have come for this, and the weather has been slightly odd. That is what the locals are also saying. It's raining a lot. It's very, very overcast. In a way, it's good that the sun is not searing down on us, beating down on us. But it's far colder than we thought it would be at this time. So let's see how it goes. Another 55-60 kilometers to go. Sudhir and I are riding together, and we keep encouraging each other. Let's see how far that encouragement works. But we are quite excited about it.
No, I think it is one of the most difficult rides that I've done. But the whole place is so scenic that one doesn't really one forgets that you are getting tired, right? And at every corner, obviously the landscape completely changes. And we've been following the Sindhu River, and it's so beautiful. And I think it's the blessings of the river that keeps us going.
On the way, Chumathang came to rescue. Here, where the earth breathes through hot springs, steam rises to meet the falling rain. A rare union of fire and water, warmth and the storm.
When we stopped at Chumathang, which is an area of hot water springs, I was absolutely not okay. So I decided to give it some time, give it some rest before I feel I'm okay, and I changed. So we did manage to reach Nyoma that evening as was planned.
The Indus River guides the way. The valley yawns wide. Silence joins in as a companion, broken only by the spinning wheels and the beating hearts. Life clings to this high altitude desert as the altitude rises and the land turns barren. Both Rajesh and Sudhir battled the altitude, fatigue and doubt. The slopes grow steeper, air thins, yet their spirit strengthens. At these heights, the body resists, but the soul persists.
Now, Nyoma to Fukche was another, challenge, and also a bit of a roller coaster, because it rained so relentlessly that the army guys and others who were there to help us, they said we have barred movement even of our own convoys at this time, because it is raining so hard. and there are shooting stones, as they call them, which we could see during the ride at a lot of places. There were these stones which are coming, and we could see them falling from a distance. We always felt safe, but the army guys said, no, you should not. They will never force us, but they will tell us very firmly, you should not be riding at a time like this. We waited till about 11. Normally we start at 7. So I was not too sure what to do. So we decided, we asked them which is the place where it's not raining as hard. And they say Loma, which is about 20 kilometers from there. The rains have ebbed there. So we actually sat in the car and went up to Loma and then started a ride to Fukche. It was still about 60 kilometers from there, but I think we did the right thing, because with my condition, 80 kilometers that day would have been a bit tough. We reached Fukche by afternoon. It was almost right next to the LAC.
Day 3 begins in rain again. All wheels stand still across the valley, washing the roads, halting all movements. The journey begins anew from Loma, a route few dare to ride. Near the Indo-China border, the land feels alien. Testing every ounce of stamina. The terrain becomes even more brutal, life nearly absent, but the emptiness hides a secret. In this wilderness, where snow leopards slip through unseen ridges, only the toughest prevail. The Indian soldiers, nomads, and the locals. height steeper. At Fukche, up above the sea level, the silence feels eternal. The expedition becomes meditation. Mountains demand humility. The sky offers clarity. Final approach. The landscape weaves wild poetry. Crystal streams from melting glaciers. Swift kiangs race across the plains. The Pashmina goats graze freely. Chisumle Bridge, a humble crossing, signals the final challenge. The gateway to Umling. Climbs steepen, breaths shorten, ascents intensify, oxygen fades. Each breath weighs heavy, each turn battles gravity. But giving up is unthinkable.
of the, you can call it one of the highlights, but I would think it was the scariest part as far as I'm concerned. During the ride from Fukche to Chisumle Bridge on the 27th, which is the penultimate day of our climb to Umling, I certainly heard a dog bark at me from my left side. And they bark and they go quiet after some time, and these are those large dogs, with heavy fur, and they also look dangerous. So this fellow came running along me, but he was across a moat. Certainly he jumped across the moat and was within half a foot of my left leg. I immediately got off and tried to, kuchiku him, saying that, I'm a friend, kind of a thing. I don't think he was interested in that. He came very close. So I had to use my bicycle as a shield to keep him away. But his bark also attracted 4 other dogs. So what would happen is if I stop, he would stay. But if I started moving, he would move with me. But if I got onto the bicycle, he will come rushing towards my legs. So I had absolutely no option to get back onto the saddle and start riding. And with his bark, as I said, 4 more dogs came, and all these 5 dogs surrounded me and they were barking menacingly. It was vicious. It was very, very unnerving, very scary. I actually used my bike as a shield, holding it, because it's a light bike, holding it and brandishing it around myself to keep these dogs away, and I kept screaming also. Fortunately, there were Border Roads Organization workers who were about a kilometer from there, and I think sound travels very far. They heard there was some commotion, and they also wondered, why is somebody on a bicycle carrying it on his hands? Why is he not cycling? So they came running, and they also informed our support people. They came running and they threw stones at these dogs and they ran off. It was very, very unnerving. I think it tired me hell of a lot. It took me about 10-15 minutes to regain my breath and also get some composure back. And then I started cycling again. The next morning at about 5:30, we put our bikes back in the camper and sat in the car and reached the point where we were to start from. That is 19 kilometers from the Umling top. Now the Umling top road is very different from the rest of the places, because on all the other roads you would go up 5%, 8%, even 10%, then you have a bit of a respite. There are plains, meaning all the road is going down. The Umling road has zero respite. It is higher gradient than all the other roads in eastern Ladakh. It was constantly 7, 9, 10%, and there was no respite at all. Cycling is like life. You stop pedaling, you fall down. You stop moving, you fall down. And unlike a climb or a hike, if you are tired, you stop, regain your breath and you move on. You have no such liberty or liberties available while cycling, because if you stop pedaling, you will either go back or you will fall. So you keep going as long as possible, and the other problem is, if you stop pedaling, the gradient is such that, and also the altitude is already so high that getting on the bike and getting off the bike itself tires you. So you keep pedaling till the time you can actually physically do it, and once you stop, it is very difficult to get on the bike again because of the gradient, and you surely don't have the strength to get the momentum. So you kept pedaling. There are times when you feel I can't handle it anymore, but you keep going. I could see that Sudhir was going ahead of me and he was quite solid, very strong. So once we caught up together, he said even he was finding it very difficult, because to keep pedaling at that altitude is getting a bit tough. So we both stopped and we decided to push the bike for a while. It was not easy. Beyond 18,000 feet, every step seemed like a kilometer, and we were really wondering whether we should go ahead with it the way we had planned or not. But I think some reserve, a lot of mind games, and your mind says you can do it. You continue to push, and it reached a stage where the last 1.5 kilometers, I think we were driven or whatever, we actually sprinted to Umling top, and we reached the top. It was as if a burden was off our heads.
Day 5. The ultimate trial. The sun is out, so are the bikes. At nearly 19,000 feet, oxygen vanishes. Every pedal stroke defying reason. The road twists and turns like a serpent, soaring skywards. The body begs for rest, but the heart roars on, just a little more. Five grueling days, endless climbs, and at last the summit. But today, this victory carries something more. Not of cakes or candles, but of strength, resilience, and a dream fulfilled.
So now, as per my altimeter on the Apple Watch, it's 17,561 feet, which is higher than the Everest base camp. I still have an 1,500 feet to go before we reach the top. It is tough, but we'll do it.
At 19,024 feet, Umling greets them not with ease, but with reverence. Rajesh touches the sign, closes his eyes, and turns 60 in perhaps the thinnest air he has breathed in decades. Yes, it proves what fit India can achieve. This story sings of courage, resilience, and will. It reminds us age is just a number. Challenges are just milestones. And the human spirit knows no peak it cannot conquer.
It's all a mental game, and if I am sure that this is what I need to achieve, I would have gotten there. But once you get there, you certainly feel relieved that you don't have to push yourself anymore, because it is all of it that you do happens because of your willpower and strong mind. Physically, you probably have far exceeded what you thought you were capable of, maybe a couple of hours before that.
मेरे आज राजेश जी से बात हुई। वो भी 16 ईयर है, जिसमें साहस और शौर्य और फिटनेस से कोई एज नहीं होती, या तो कोई एज लिमिट नहीं होती। ये एज में वो उमलिंग लाज जाएंगे, साइकिल लेके जाएंगे, देश को फिट इंडिया का संदेश देंगे, देश को स्वास्थ्य का संदेश देंगे, देश को हेल्दी इंडिया का संदेश देंगे, और उसके साथ ये विकसित भारत का भी संदेश दे रहे हैं। क्योंकि कोई राष्ट्र को डेवलप्ड कंट्री बनना है तो पहले ये देश के नागरिक स्वस्थ हो, ये बहुत आवश्यक है, और स्वस्थता के लिए फिट रहना बहुत आवश्यक है। ये फिटनेस आज राजेश भाई में है, और इसलिए मैं राजेश भाई को पुनः एक बार बधाई देता हूँ, और उसकी यात्रा सफल रहे, प्रेरक रहे, दूसरे ऐसे युवाओं को साहस करने के लिए प्रेरणादायी बनी रहे, यही मेरी शुभकामनाएं।
As a soldier and a sportsman, I salute your spirit, Rajesh. Fit India is not a slogan, it's a mission, and you prove it. Cycling to the highest road in the world. It's an act of courage and inspiration. I wish you all the best. Victory awaits you at the summit.
Yes, wishing you, Rajesh, all the very best for this absolutely incredible ride to the highest road in the world. Most people your age are looking for the TV remote, and here you're looking for oxygen at 19,000 feet. Fitness is a lifelong journey, and you're really proving that age is just a number, and apparently altitude just a minor inconvenience. I guess the Himalayas are test your body, your mind, and your will, and you're taking them on like a true champion. It's rare to see a mission that's equal parts madness and inspiration, and you, Rajesh, are pulling it off with style. We're all cheering for you. I'm cheering for you from sea level. All the very best.
Age is just a number. When your heart beats for a challenge, I know you well, Rajesh bhai, and your ride to the world's highest road is a success for Fit India. Go smash it. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. All the best, Rajesh bhai.
From football field to mountain trails, I'm so excited to know that Mr. Rajesh Kalra ji is doing a cycling tour in the highest road in the world, which is even higher than Everest Base Camp. He's also going to be the oldest cyclist in the group. I want to wish him and the entire team good luck. You know, Rajesh ji, you're a fitness freak, and I'm sure you will be able to do this. I wish you good luck and hope to see you after the trail. And also looking forward for you to coming to Sikkim and doing some great cycling in this beautiful state in the Himalayan state of Sikkim. So all the best and see you soon.
Rajesh Kalra, congratulations on the terrific achievements of reaching Umling La. That is a very, very tough thing to do, and that too at 60. But what it tells you is that you are at the youth of old age. There's plenty of adventures ahead of you. All the best. Congratulations again. God bless.
For me, this ride to Umling La, the highest motorable pass in the world, is really amazing. For Rajesh to do it at 60 years of age, cycling at that height is an enormous feat. He's really a motivation for all of us. He's one person who I always say is a great person in a wrong field, because I think he is more sports person than anybody I have known. A phenomenal effort, a phenomenal inspiration, and great to see him do this.
After this ride, I don't just want to end with a summit photo or a statistic. I want to leave you with a few thoughts that this journey has carved into me. Thoughts that might stay with you on your own climb, whatever it may be. Age is a lens, not a limit. At 30, when I did my mountaineering course, I had stronger muscles. At 60, I have stronger reasons. Fitness is freedom. Not the gym selfie kind, but the kind that buys you one extra breath when the air is thin and the world feels heavy. Pride is heavy, humility travels light. Take decisions that don't just get you to the top today, but keep you moving tomorrow. People make the summit. A king with a khata, jawans with a shout, a driver with a horn at the right time, a family with empathy. No one truly climbs alone. Love the place you visit. Why come for the beauty of a place and leave behind plastic, bottles, and polythene? It's sad, almost infuriating. These landscapes deserve respect, not litter. And finally, if you are wondering whether your big thing, your marathon, your novel, your business, or your first 5K has an expiry date, it doesn't. It just has a start line, and that line keeps moving until you choose to step over it.